guys, it's Kristina and I am so happy to be here with you today because I'm going to be sharing with you my steps, my tips, and my recommendations on how you can transition from a meat-based diet to a plant-based lifestyle. I got a question on my Instagram yesterday from Tammy Goulet 2000 and she says, "Beautiful young lady inside and out, could you please do a video on how I, as well as others, can transition from eating meat to plant-based foods, and what does that look like? Can you eat fish and chicken every so often, and what about dairy?" I responded to her, "I will do this for you." So this is me keeping my promise. And before I jump into my tips and my steps for transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle, I do want to share with you my bowl today, my smoothie bowl. This is my breakfast/lunch. It's my brunch smoothie bowl today. It's my favorite one pretty much. You guys have seen this recipe before, but just to show you, I blended up frozen cherries, bananas, a scoop of Sunwarrior protein powder, coconut water, strawberries, and raspberries. And then afterwards, I sprinkled in a little bit of sweet cacao nibs. It is so good, and this is my second one today already. Don't judge me. It's delicious. So we're gonna put that down while we move into the content of this video, but I am gonna be snacking on that bowl throughout this video because it's really good and delicious. Also, if you guys like the content of this video, if you support it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment below and let me know what your tips or suggestions for transitioning may be. Maybe there's something that I didn't mention that would be helpful for somebody else to read, so share below. All right, so I have 7 major steps. Tools, recommendations, things for you to mull over as I discuss them, and I hope that these are helpful. And the first one that I want to mention before you do anything else is commit. This is a really big word. Anytime I say the word commitment, people kind of go like, oh, commitment, right? I'm not sure why commitment is so scary to people. I personally love to commit to things because that's how I see real progress. So if you're watching this video, and if you have thought about transitioning into a plant-based lifestyle, at some point you will have to commit to eating less meat or to eating no meat at all. Meat includes chicken, poultry, steak, any type of red meat, fish, any animal product. So anything that has eyes in meat form is basically considered a meat. I get it from people all the time. They'll be like, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? The best answer I can give you is that if it's an animal, if it has eyes, and if it looks like meat, smells like meat, tastes like meat, it most likely is meat. No excuses on that one. It just is what it is. And so if you're looking to transition, there's so many different things you can do to wean yourself off, to even just reduce the amount that you're eating, or even maybe just open your eyes to taking on more of a plant-based lifestyle. Or maybe it is that you just want to incorporate some of these healthier things into your day-to-day so that you feel better and have more energy. Sleep better, better skin, better hair. The benefits are endless. In talking about commitment, here, in committing to your decision to do something, for me that is always the #1 step. And I'll always take this one step further and ask why. Start with why. If you guys have ever read Simon Sinek's book, I have it right behind me here. My Start With Why book is, oh, here we go. You see it, my Simon Sinek book, Start With Why. Shout out to Simon, what's up? Whether you're attracted to this lifestyle for health reasons, ethical reasons, or environmental reasons, they're all amazing reasons. Your why must be stronger than any of your excuses in order for you to truly achieve this lifestyle. So anytime that you feel like you have temptation, you have a craving, or you have some type of a slip up, a desire to kind of go back into the old comfortable state that you may be in, go back to your why. Your why will keep you committed. Your why must be stronger than any of your excuses for you to be successful at achieving a new lifestyle, a new goal, a new anything. Once you have your why solid, once you know exactly why you're doing this and you have purpose behind it, no excuse should be strong enough to be able to lead you astray from that. And that is what is going to bring you back to your commitment every single time. The first step, it's hard, I know that. So the first step is to commit. Number 2, eat one fully raw meal a day. Just one. Okay, what does that mean? I know everybody calls me FullyRawKristina. What does that mean? I know I've been a raw vegan for 12 years. It doesn't mean that you need to be a fully raw vegan for 12 years. When I say this, I mean pick one meal every day. It can be breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Most people find it easiest to do breakfast, where you make a smoothie, a salad, a juice, a fruit plate, and you consume this as a meal once every single day. So Tammy asked in her question to me, what does this look like? Well, this looks like eating a smoothie bowl every single day. Maybe this can be your breakfast or your lunch once a day to give you enough essential nutrients and vitamins to help curb your cravings. And maybe perhaps in eating this one raw meal a day, you're not eating meat in that meal, which means that you are in essence eating one less meal of meat or of animal products every single day. And I think that that's a great goal to have, because if you're consuming one fully raw meal a day, eventually you get really used to it. You like the feel of it. And some people graduate to having 2 fully raw meals a day, and then maybe just some steamed vegetables at dinner, which tends to be the natural progression for a lot of people. My number 3, for those of you who are really kind of on the edge with a little bit of fear and curiosity, but at the same time you're like, I'm not ready for one fully raw meal a day, I'd recommend a Meatless Monday. I love Meatless Mondays. I love the organization. I love the saying. I love the idea of doing this. And for those of you who haven't heard of it, check it out. It's basically committing to do a Meatless Monday every Monday. I know that that sounds a little difficult, but it's actually kind of fun. Basically, instead of having meat that day, you can fill it up with smoothies, salads, steamed vegetables. If you're vegan, you can do rice or beans or pastas, things like that. And we'll talk a little bit more about calorie count soon, but the next recommendation would be a Meatless Monday. And if a Meatless Monday becomes easy enough for you, maybe you can do 2 or 3 days out of the week that are totally meatless, and it's easier for you to transition. Number 4, make your meat or animal portion sizes smaller. I live in Texas, so it's a thing here where if you have a big steak, that's considered like a full meal and you're more of a man or more of a strong persona if you eat the whole steak and you're just a big meat eater. I don't necessarily think that that's the best for your health. So for those people who are trying to wean in and they still want to have a little, but not a lot, I think a great option to do would be to really cut your portion sizes smaller. No matter what you're doing, you don't have to have a whole breast or a whole steak. It can just be a few pieces. Sometimes it's more mental than it is physical. I know people say that they crave meat and they need meat, but the truth is that you don't. Otherwise, I still would not be sitting here and I would not be as healthy as I am. Sometimes it's more of a mental challenge to let go than it is anything else. So perhaps cutting your portion sizes smaller of meat and increasing your portion sizes of vegetables is a great way to go. That way you train your body how to feel without eating so much meat. And you will notice your digestion improving, your sleep getting much better, and so much more. And for those of you who are athletes, you'll see a huge difference. Huge. Number 5, find your favorite alternative foods. So I'm gonna touch on this one for a second because there are so many different kinds of meat replacement items out there. So many different types of food items out there now. There's Beyond Meat, all types of veggie burgers out there that basically make mock meat dishes, even like prepared foods that you can get in the freezer section of your grocery stores. They have everything from looks like ground meat to chicken fillets and chicken fingers. I don't even know what these things are called anymore, but they have everything you could possibly imagine. And if you're into tofu or tofurkey or everything possible, including cheeses, it's never been easier to go vegan. So I would say find your favorite alternative items if you're looking for mock products. On the other hand of this, I know a ton of people who really don't like eating mock items of foods that they're trying to avoid because they say that for whatever reason they don't taste the same, or maybe it makes them tempted to eat the real thing. So they prefer just to stick with consuming foods like fruits and vegetables and just making sure that they're consuming enough calories with it to make sure that they're eating protein powders or supplementing appropriately. They love eating their fruits and their vegetables and whatnot. And just to be able to find certain dishes that you love that you can make once or twice a week that are your go-to meals, that are your staple meals, and that you love, and that at any moment that you feel like you'd want to eat meat, that dish is there for you to enjoy and that you'd be happy to eat it. I know personally from my family, they don't really like meat substitutes, but they love jackfruit, which is a fruit that has a meat consistency and it's also a sweet fruit. I know Cash has said this before as well, that jackfruit tacos, barbecued jackfruit, anything tends to be his and their favorite things. So I'd recommend trying that if you guys want to try something different and new. Number 6, plan. And I say plan because planning is one of the most important things that you can do to keep yourself on track and successful with this lifestyle. By planning, I mean make sure that you have something with you to eat at all times, especially if you live in a place or in a city that is not vegan friendly. There need to be bananas in your bag at all time. There need to be some kind of nut or fruit or nut butter or something that you know you can count on in a moments where your blood sugar's crashing and you need something to eat. It's there. That way you're not pulling into some fast food restaurant at the last minute thinking that like your life's going to end because you are so hungry. Plan ahead to make sure that your food's covered that day, that maybe perhaps you prepared your smoothie or your juice the night before to eat it. Maybe you're gonna bring a salad with you to work. Maybe you want to have your dinner pre-prepared, or you know exactly what salad bar you're going to go to for dinner. Maybe you even call a restaurant beforehand to ask them if they can make you a guacamole bowl or a salad if you're going to go out with people. So many different options, but I cannot stress the importance of planning ahead, thinking a few steps ahead. It makes a huge, huge difference. Number 7, calories matter. When you're transitioning from eating meat to plant-based foods, it can be a serious transition, especially if you're used to eating a lot of calories and all of a sudden you're eating a lot of high water content, low calorie foods and you're not used to eating as much volume. The biggest mistake that people make when they first transition into this lifestyle is that they do not consume enough calories via plant-based foods or plant-based protein-filled foods like fruits or vegetables. If you're vegan, it may be rice, breads, pastas, things like that. So the trick to having a smooth and easy transition is to make sure that you're consuming enough calories. It's not a bad thing to sit at your computer and use a calorie counting app to make sure that you're getting at least 1,600 to 2,500 calories a day, depending on your body build and type and whether you're an athlete or not. Calories matter so much. When I first began this lifestyle, I was eating 600 calories a day and didn't realize it. I can't tell you how many people I have coached into this lifestyle and they felt great for the first 2 weeks and all of a sudden they had this huge pit. And they're like, gosh, I was feeling so good, what happened? When I sat down with them, we realized that they were consuming about 600 calories every day, which is absolutely not enough. And when we began to increase their calorie consumption, they felt a world of difference. They felt so much better. And so calories do matter. So keep this in mind when you are trying to consume one fully raw meal a day, if you're gonna do a meatless Monday, or if you're gonna transitioning to doing several days a week that are meat-free. Consider the calories, count them, make sure you're getting enough. Energy is important. Your food is your fuel. My last and final note here, my bonus note, is just do it. At the end of the day, when you commit to something, there's always different steps that you can take to make it happen, but unless you actually do it, unless you take the action and actually do it, it's not going to happen. You can plan all you want, you can make all the goals that you want, you can buy the food and put it in your fridge, you can even say that you're gonna do it, but without action, it means nothing. At that point, it just means like, hey, I'm gonna continue to say it, but then you're not fully doing it, and it's like, that's all messy. Just do it. You're not going to lose anything by consuming less meat in your life. If anything, you're gonna gain so much more. And there's so much to learn about this process. And you need to be open to that. You're not gonna get it perfect right off the bat because everybody is different. And everybody's experience doing this is gonna be different. So it's okay to jump in and to say, hey, I'm not gonna get it perfect the first time, but I am gonna learn along the way and figure out what's best for me. So just do it, just give it a try, and have fun. All right, you guys, those are my steps and recommendations on how to transition from eating a meat-based diet to a plant-based lifestyle. I'm so excited to see you all in my next video, and yeah, I'm gonna finish my smoothie now, and I send you all my hugs and my love.